But we may never find that out, just as with everything in science, we will never find everything out, especially with the crap they're coming up with at the moment.
Yeah, I find that I usually have that side, but then when somebody else presents, I take your side on that. Then when somebody else presents it, I'm like trying to find points and holes to pick at, but it's just for the sake of, not because I actually disagree with you.
That's what I've done. That's what I do as well. Yeah, but I know which of them is stronger.
Right.
And having debated that, you know the arguments. Like Sean Hannity says, I've read all the books. I know all the arguments. Well, I don't really like to. I have to reference it, but and talk about it now and again. But I don't really like to, like this other guy, the chicken wings guy, was saying. You can't spend all day down a rabbit hole because the rabbits will eat your face off. Yeah, I just don't want you wasting my life doing it. So, why do you think that we've not been back in 50 years to the moon, Mr. Purple?
Maybe there's nothing left to discover, so no point in.
There's nothing left to discover, huh?
I said maybe.
Do you think that's realistic, though? Given that actually NASA themselves, you can go to their website right now and see a bunch of reasons to go back to the moon. Not the least being that we've got much better imaging technology. So the imagery we would get now would be fantastic. Not much to see deserted. I think you need to go to the NASA. Even the liars can give you better information than that. Deserted place, do you mean?
I understand what you mean. No, and this is actually kind of cool. And I don't know. Maybe we didn't land on the moon, but I think it's funny because honestly, I don't think it really matters. You know what I mean? Like what great practicality do we have going on the moon? I mean, I'm speaking from ignorance. So, but I know.
Well, I'm speaking from ignorance.
Huh?
Sorry, go on.
It could have all been political and bullshit, which I think it's possible that it was. It's likely not only that, but
yeah, all you got to do is go and look at the. It's all propaganda. It's all like you can hear the music in the background. It's like America first. America did this and there.
Yeah. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of shit like that. Like when the island hopping campaign America did, there's a lot of times where we sent the movies and stuff from World War II that was all gray, and it'd be like, oh, Americans, blah, 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 the Japanese, blah, blah, blah. It would really be Australia. It would be islands off of Australia that they filmed that in. Like, we didn't even really, like, they exaggerated the island campaign. So I know shit like that exists, but when it comes to the moon, why does it matter? Like, so it is propaganda, but, like, what practicality does the moon have? Like, why should we be upset that we never won? Besides the fact that it was a lie.
Well, you see, it's like you build your house on firm ground, don't you? And if you don't build your house on firm ground, then, or a seed doesn't get the right nutrients, then it grows up to be crooked, and or the house grows up to be weak. At that kind of analogy I'm trying to get at. And what we've got is a very, very weak house now, and but they were allowed to continue with the lies, and they did other things. And this is why I don't like to go into it, because whilst I can people can sort of meet me halfway on so you get this kind of thing here now, but the reality is that people who the people who say, "Oh, conspiracy theories," they're the ones now who there's more than enough evidence to show you that yes, that you are correct. The government is lying to you. You are correct. People say these things. The media are lying to you, and the forces are lying to you. And when you put all three together, anybody who talks against it is a conspiracy theorist. Well, I'm sorry, but anybody that doesn't look at the evidence and come to the conclusion that it's all lies, they're the coincidence theorist.
No, I agree. I have a question though. This is something I've been grappling with. So, do you think that I actually been playing with this idea? Do you think not conspiracy theory, but like, do you think that maybe it's almost better this way? That some people that they lie. You know, maybe not a long.
Yeah, I don't know if you're getting it, but I think you mean like, well, from my perspective, you never know why things are the way they are, do you? You know, it could be that people, if they were to know the truth and if they weren't controlled in this way, that it would be a worse situation. But I would say that the odds of that being the case are probably low. And people don't need to be constantly lied to about whether they're going to the moon or, you know, whether we're going to go to Mars.
It's Sean. She.
Is he new?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Hi, Sean.
Hi there. How are you doing?
Good.
Yeah. I'm just baffled by like what could be a lie, but like I said with the rabbit hole thing, and I was obviously playing around being retarded there, but I've come to the conclusion it's like there's so many good theories out there, and there's obviously just some whacked out theories that are just like you can really make fun of the perfect people because some people are just like the lizard people thing. Okay, that's retarded. So I'm at the point where it's like you don't even know what's like a good theory. Like you don't even know what the truth is, man. Like there's conspiracy theories. There's like obvious.
Well, regarding what?
Media.
Regarding what? We can, in specific cases, we can say for certain what's what. You know, I mean.
There's good cases. Well, there's good cases on both sides. And sometimes it's just hard for me to distinguish between like.
For what specifically, though?
Okay, like the moon landing. I think there's good evidence on both sides, though. You know what I mean?
There's not really. When you look at it, there's not really quality evidence that we've been to the moon based on the, you know, if you look at the Masonic connection, if you look at the funding argument, which is constantly brought up to. I mean, I don't want it to look like I'm derailing the room topic because because I was asked about this.
I don't want to dispute that. I'm not just disputing the single instance. I think you're kind of confusing me. My point is like, so let's just play with this.
Yeah, but that would be how I deal with what you're saying.
Yeah, well, just hear me out. So let's just say let's say the moon was just whatever instance. Like there are some things that are just so like you don't know. There's good evidence where there's could be or could not be, and those instances like why do I like it has to come to the point of like why do I care? You know what I mean? Like which are the ones that are like actually like have meaning that actually
right, but because the moon landing in a way, I suppose why care about it? Well, I just care because generally I believe that this has become endemic and it's become a problem now, and because it's linked. They worked out that they could hoodwink people like this, so they do it. They do it They do it for terrorism, and you know what? I look at those things and they're absolutely ridiculous. They're absolutely ridiculous hoaxes. There's dummies all over the place. There's silly staging. There's bad acting. And people still go along with it, and the media presents it to them on a plate, and they eat it. And that's one of the reasons why it matters, because it's just part of the chain, really.
Yeah. In general, for me, it's just this all of it combined, kind of what gets me. But like the moon itself, I don't really care about the moon. I
was asked about the moon here. To be fair, I don't bring it up all the time.
Yeah, I know it's a propaganda thing, but I think of it in terms of like, shit. I'm like all sick and stuff. but I know I'm being lied to all the time.
Wait, but you see, minorities, up until recently, I believe that black people had very low belief in the moon landings, because they would say they would have that kind of cultural intuition that the government was lying to them. So they could probably look at the moon landings and just think that looks silly, and they're not doing that, But did you notice they brought out that Hidden Figures movie? Aimed at black people. Here you go. You're involved as well. And then you got this white woman, and said she's a black woman. I'm sorry, that Dorothy, what's her face? She looks like an old white lady to me. But I know that there's Creole and there's different sort of things like that. But it's just funny.
Yeah. To me, I lost my fucking train of thought. Fuck.
But Sean, you're sure that the moon landing didn't happen, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. But normally, where do you find evidence for both sides?
What do you mean normally? Well, it's like there's different.
No, I said normally because you have a lot of opinions related to various conspiracies.
You can take the normally out of it, and I can just answer the question. There's lots of cross corroborative evidence. In that many arguments, like economic argument, is the one that they just can't answer questions as well. But look, one of the main things is that it's silly. You can't, if a clown, which is basically what this is, if a clown comes into your house and is running around telling you that they went to the moon, and a bunch of people believe him, it doesn't, and then start saying to me, "Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence?" I can't exactly help you out, because if you can't put it together, it's really obvious as well. There's so much evidence out there now. There's so much evidence out there. They actually put evidence out there to mislead you, like the Bart Sibrel thing, Astronauts Gone Wild, where he went around harassing the astronauts. Well, why would you do that? You don't need to do that. If you've got evidence that they didn't go to the moon, just present the evidence. You don't need to go and bother these old men who were, by the way, probably forced into it in the first place to a degree. They were involved in something that, was too much, and it's not like they could back out of it. So,
but then why do space programs exist? What do you think they do?
What do you think they do?
Yeah.
They take your money.
But they do things. You have satellites in space.
Well, you
believe in satellites, right?
Can you confirm that?
Well, you use your GPS.
And how do you confirm that? Well, you know what triangulation is, don't you? They triangulate your position from the ground and from the aerials on the ground. So you don't believe that satellites? You don't think your phone? GPS? Well, your phone speaks to a satellite in the sky. Is that what you believe?
No, I don't believe my phone specifically, because there are GPS on my phone that don't require any connection. But don't you think that this kind of mapping required some some satellite activity?
But it doesn't.
You don't believe that?
We know. Well, no, it's just scientifically does not, because you can triangulate from the cell towers, can't you?
Yeah, I'm just asking questions because normally I'm always searching for the truth, but I always search in the. I only ask questions to nature, so normally human-related problems seem very small to me.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
In this.
What's your MBTI thing?